Hi guys, today we are going to be planting an emerald green arborvitae hedge, and I have been looking forward to this project all season long. The plants are lined up behind me and ready to go. We're going to put them right along this fence line here, and I'm just so excited to see more green in the ground. So I thought I would just take you around real quick, explain to you guys our plan of attack for this project, and then once we get everything in the ground and watered in, I'd come back around and show you guys everything. From the driveway, this is the walkway that leads to the backyard, and this is the area that we are going to be planting the arborvitae. So I'm just going to explain to you real quick how we plan on attacking this project, and then we'll jump right into it. So from the fence line to the walkway, right at the front of the gate, is 4 feet wide. But as you go further back, it widens to about 5.5 feet, and then all the way back to the butterfly garden. So what I decided was I wanted it to be right in the center because the emerald greens grow 10 to 15 feet tall, but they only get 3 to 4 feet wide. So if this area is 4 feet, I thought the best placement to start this hedge would be 2 feet from the fence line. That way when it grows, it'll just kind of hug the walkway and just kind of touch the fence. So we are going to be planting them all 2 feet from the fence line and 3 feet apart from each other. That way over time, they will eventually touch and create a nice green screen. And for this project, I am going to be using the auger. Initially, I thought about clearing the grass and just kind of building up a little bit of a berm and just get them all planted and then mulch the entire area. But this area is kind of like on a slope and the rainwater just kind of flows. And I figured if I do all that and disturb all of that soil, I'm just going to end up with like a muddy river on the concrete and in the rocks and everything. And I didn't even want to deal with any of that because it was honestly, it was stressing me out. So I decided we would just use the auger to drill a hole and dig a hole. And then I could just rock it back and forth a little bit, make it a little bit wider, get the plant in there, and then just kind of mulch up around it a little bit and just do that for every single one. Leave the grass as it is because I can still get a lawnmower and a weed whacker through here as it grows. And then eventually, when they get wider and wider, they'll just start shading out the grass, and eventually the grass will just kind of die back. And honestly, the thought of ripping up all of this grass and building a berm and dealing with all of that dirt and mulch and extra work just did not seem appealing to me. I think this is probably the easiest and the best way to go, and just kind of let the trees take care of the grass. And these are the emerald green arborvitae that we're going to be planting today. Don't they look really good? Oh, they're so soft and green. I love it. So these get 12 to 15 feet tall and about 3 to 4 feet wide. So we're going to space them 3 feet apart from each other, 2 feet from the fence line, and I think these are just going to grow into a nice, gorgeous hedge. All right, guys, we are going to jump right into this project and get it done. Here we go. I measured from the fence line to the center of the trunk.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's caught. Okay, from the center, or from the fence line to the center of the trunk, 24 feet.
Inches.
24 inches. Yeah, so 24 inches. Actually, I will just position these wherever they need to be, but 24 inches right there. So, and then this is the first one, I think is going to be 3 feet. Yeah, 3 feet from the brick wall right here.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just move these off to the side.
3.
Huh?
Take your measurement.
Well, I thought we were doing 2 feet. Oh, 3 feet? Well, 2 feet first.
Do your 2 foot right over here, because you do it on the end. So you want it at a 2 foot mark, yes?
Yeah, because you figure this is the narrowest part of the grass pathway. So if we put the center of the first tree right here and it grows 3 to 4 feet wide, that's 2 feet from the center of the trunk all the way around. If it eventually does get to the edge of the sidewalk, it'll just kind of hug it, kiss it a little bit, and it'll just barely kind of hit the
Okay.
fence a little bit. And also because it's 2 feet from here, instead of bringing it, remember initially we thought we were going to bring it down to like where the brick wall started, but eventually if I do that, then I end up right in the middle of the catch drain,
Right.
and I can't really drill, you know, anywhere really around it. But if I go 2 feet from the fence line to the catch drain, or from 2 feet from the fence line, I'm right here, which means I can put the auger in right here and I don't have to worry about it because the pipe is on the side of it.
And the 2-foot mark is where we're drilling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the center of, like, so when we go to drill, the tip of the auger is going to go right at the 2-foot mark. And then eventually, well, not eventually, but when we do, okay, so let me back up. So the center of the auger drill bit will go right in here. It's a 7-inch auger, so it's going to drill a 7-inch hole. But then I'm going to, or me, you, whoever's doing it, we can rock it back and forth a little bit to make the hole a little wider, because I do want to make it a little bit wider than the containers that they're in, so the roots can have a little bit of like wiggle room, because they've been in their containers way too long. And we're just going to use the fence line as our guide because that's what we've got to work with.
Yep.
Okay, so 2 feet from the fence line, right there. Okay. Where's the next line?
About somewhere just around here. So the reason why I'm trying to put them like every 2 panels or so.
There you go.
So your string line stays taut.
Uh-huh. I do like the bright shirt though.
Me too.
I want one.
Okay, we can give you one. And since
Are we going right there?
Yeah, but since we don't have that much room, I'll just put 2 and one over here and one at the end.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because eventually I may dig up the sedum right there and just kind of scooch it over because that echinacea fell in the storm. Oh, that butterfly garden's looking tired. I don't know what's going on with it. Dang.
The last one, just
Right there.
yep.
Okay.
So you make yourself a little slip knot.
Mm-hmm.
Slide it over. Just not too high so you can get underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Just pull it tight.
And that's it.
Then if we were to try to keep it level, you would have your little,
You have your little leveler.
yep, instead of doing it, unrolling it like this,
Mm-hmm.
pull it.
Oh, okay. Cool. And then,
So now you make it nice and tight.
mm-hmm.
Put your finger on it, wrap it around once, and twice,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pull it on the outside. caught. And you always keep tension on it.
All right, I'll unwind. You keep tension. And then just wrap it around twice again. Or 3 times.
And 3 times.
Okay.
No real exact.
2 or 3 times. Personal preference. Okay, and this is the end one.
And one I tend to wrap around a couple more times.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the end. Why not?
Lift it up. All right, that's good. That is in the way.
Do you want to take it off?
All right, that's 3 feet. Ready?
Yeah.
Do do do.
We're going backward.
God, that soil is so compacted. It sounds like you hit something. What is that? I think it's a rock. I think maybe using the shovel to make the circle a little more defined would be better.
Okay.
How you doing?
Okay. No. Just measure your 3 feet now.
3 feet. All right, let's try this. See if it works. Hey. What? You never know unless you try. See if we can get a ring. Go. Hey, it's like a little plug. All right. Now let's see how much it kicks up.
Seems like you're on a rock.
Good Lord. I think it's just the clay. I don't see anything, do you?
Nope. All right. Go for it.
Let's try. Power stance. I just want to check it. No, that's perfect because it's just a little bit above the soil and the grass, which is what I want because I don't want to get it too low because then all the water is going to roll right into here and just rot it.
You want a little volcano.
Yeah.
You want a little volcano.
Yeah. Ooh, it's all slushy. I love when it does that. How many are in here, 2?
Maybe. Probably should measure to find out.
You're funny. I think the little thing works good, just popping that out, because see, it's kind of like
it looks cleaner than that.
a little cleaner, yeah, and that's all really we need, because once we mow over it, it's just going to be fine too. Hi guys, it's the next day and we got the Arborvitae hedge all planted in, and we took a late lunch and it ran a little later, so I decided I would come out here this morning, show you the final project completed, and walk you through all the steps that we went through in order to get this hedge in the ground. All right, guys, we're standing in the front yard in the walkway leading into the backyard, and here they are. Oh my gosh, don't they look so good? Look at them. We planted 20 emerald green arborvitae yesterday, and it ends right in the butterfly garden over here. And I think I'm gonna move the sedum right there and plant one more because I wanna get this hydrangea, this limelight hydrangea in the ground right next to it and just have this whole area filled up. But oh, you guys, I'm just so happy with how they look. I can't wait for them to grow in. So in order for us to get this hedge installed in a nice straight line and evenly spaced, we started by measuring the distance from the fence line to the walkway right at the front gate because that's the narrowest part, and it measured at 4 feet. So we decided that we were going to place each arborvitae 2 feet from the fence line, and we started the hedge 3 feet from the wall. So what we did is we measured from the fence line 2 feet out, and then we marked it with string. Then we came in with garden stakes. We measured out 3 feet from marker to marker, all the way from one end to the other. And that's where we decided that we were going to place each tree. Once we had all of our measurements done and everything was marked, the next step was to start digging the holes. And we wanted to try just the auger straight into the ground through the grass and see how that worked. But what ended up happening was it kept kicking back too much grass and dirt. And I didn't want to end up in the end with this big, huge mud ring around each one. So what we did was we took nursery containers, put them in the center of each garden stake, and then Mo just kind of dug around with a trenching shovel and lifted like 2 or 3 inches of that grass and dirt layer. And then I came in with the auger and was able to aug the holes, and there was hardly any kickback, and anything that kind of kicked up onto the grass, we were able to rake it back in, and it was perfect. So as Mo was going through and digging up the grass for each hole, I was going behind him with the auger and drilling the holes, getting them ready for the trees to be planted. And then I came back around and amended the soil using a little bit of gypsum to kind of help that clay soil break up, a little biotone starter fertilizer, and I threw in some land and sea compost. Once I had all my amendments in, I was ready to plant. And before I backfilled, I measured one last time to make sure that the distance from the fence line to the center of the tree trunk was exactly 24 inches. And then between each tree, it was 36 inches from trunk to trunk. And then all I did was just backfill it in and water them all in. I'm going to be mowing the lawn today, so once I finish that, I'm going to come back over and put some pine bark mulch around the base of each tree, and then I'll come back around and show you how it all looks. The lawn is mowed, the mulch is placed, and here they are. Don't they look good? I probably used about 4 handfuls of mulch per circle. And I had a 2 cubic foot bag, and I have about a quarter left. So it really didn't take too much, but they look so good. Here's a view from the backyard going towards the front. I'm really happy with how these turned out, you guys. And I think the mulch just adds that finishing touch, that little pop. A few stats on the emerald green arborvitae. They grow 12 to 15 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide. They like neutral to acidic soil, and they are hardy in zones 3 through 8. So guys, if you have an area in your landscape that is narrow, or if you just are looking for like a specimen conifer to make a statement, or you're looking to create a privacy screen and you have limited spacing too, the emerald green arborvitae is a good choice. But it is not deer and rabbit resistant. So if you have deer in your area, you may want to pick another option. Or if you're okay with netting them or protecting them in the winter, then go for it. I am fully aware of that, and I do plan on giving them some protection in the winter. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.